What's going on, everyone? My name is Sherwin and we are in the Shed Studios. I haven't shot a video here in quite some time, but welcome back me, right? Anyway, this video is going to be talking about many different things that I just didn't want to have standalone videos on because they're going to just be too short, and I wanted to do like an update video for July 2024. So the first thing I wanted to discuss and share with you guys is I got my Cybertruck like design email on June 17th, 2024. Now I had to look at when I placed the order. It was October 25th, 2021. It's like 2 or 3 years after the Cybertruck was announced. I was not a day one like reservation holder, so I was a bit surprised that I got the email 966 days from when I first placed my order. Now, I just wanted to share with you my likes and dislikes, just my opinion about the Cybertruck. So here are the things that I like. The look is unique, not my cup of tea, but I don't dislike it. I don't know if that makes sense, but that's my take on that. Now, the steer-by-wire, I think, is a great idea. I've never tried it. I've never had it in any of my cars, but everyone says it's good. The rear wheel steering is also great. And this is based on all of the Teslas I've owned. They have horrible turn radius. So making U-turns and stuff, yeah, I try to not make as many U-turns because it's pretty bad. So having the rear wheel steering seems like it's going to improve that. The next like is the powered tonneau cover. From the videos I've seen, it looks like it's implemented well. It's not too loud and it's there. And the reason why I bring this up is because the R1T I have does not come with a powered tonneau cover. The first version of the powered tonneau cover for the R1T had many issues and many recalls, and so owners are still waiting to get their tonneau cover replaced or fixed. I didn't get it. It wasn't an option, but I did talk to my guide and asked if I could get it for the $500 price that they were offering at other inventory trucks. They're gonna look into it and they've added notes to my account, but as of this time, I haven't heard back. So I'm hoping to get it for 500 bucks, because if it's more than that, I'm not really sure if I wanna pay for it. But I do want the tonneau cover because when I have stuff in there, I wanna be able to cover it, because if it's raining or if I'm driving down the freeway, I just wanna keep it covered. And yeah, and we have a lot of curious people here in California, so I just want to protect it against these curious people. And finally, the Cybertruck is just like my other Tesla in terms of the software and the interface. One of the things I had to get used to is the Rivian interface is a little different than the Tesla. So there's things that I'm like, oh, I wish it had this. Oh, I missed this feature. Oh, I missed that. That kind of thing. So having a consistent interface, I think, is a big advantage. So that's why I like the Cybertruck. It has a very similar interface as with my Model Y and our Model X. And now for the dislikes. The first thing, $20,000 for the Foundation Series. It is a markup, but you do get things for it, like the FSD, which is currently not enabled, a bunch of accessories, the Foundation badge, and being able to get it now. But in my opinion, it's not worth it, because I have my opinions on FSD. You've seen those videos. If you haven't, please go check them out. It has cruise control, but no auto steer. And if you're wondering what the difference is, So cruise control is just like all the other cars with cruise control, where it keeps the speed steady, and I believe it'll slow down if it detects that the cars in front of you are also slowing down, but you would still have to steer. So if there's any curves on the highways, you would have to turn the wheel, that sort of thing. Whereas with auto steer, it does everything cruise control does, but it will move the steering wheel for you. So if there are curves, it'll turn that wheel to keep you like in the lane. So it doesn't have that part. So no FSD, but it doesn't bother me. But you still paid for it with the $20,000, but at this time of recording, still no FSD. So this next one is a big one, the quality issues. I'm not saying every Cybertruck has quality issues, but there's just enough that would concern me. So this is very similar to the experience I've had with our first Model X as well as our current Model X. So I don't know if I just want another car in the driveway that can be potentially problematic as the Model X. So would I get it? I'm gonna say no, and here are my reasons. I already have my Rivian R1T and I love that truck. The $20,000 Foundation Series price, like, all right, so here's the thing. I have my Model Y Performance. I bought it at the all-time high cost at $70,000. So not only did I get the performance trim, I also got the white seats. I mean, the only thing I didn't pay for is the paint. At that time, it was the free paint was white, and I already had plans on getting it wrapped. And so why would I pay for paint? Because I really wanted the red color. And so that's the only option that I didn't pay for. And yeah, it was around 70,000 bucks for that Model Y. And it took a dump. The value of that thing is just really low. Last time I checked, it was like in the low 30,000, which is kind of a bummer. But I love the Model Y still. So that's why I didn't give it up when I picked up the R1T. I could have traded it in. Abby wanted me to trade in the Model Y so I didn't have to lease the truck. But I said, you know what? Even though the Rivian has access to the Tesla supercharging network, even though Rivian's been around now for, 2-3 years, let's just lease the truck. I still love driving the Model Y, and the truck is mainly for whenever we need to like haul large things. And so far, at least every month, a few times every month, we've used the truck part of that truck. So it's been a great decision to get one. And the great thing about the Rivian lease is if I do want to buy it out afterwards, I have that option, unlike Tesla. So yeah, I don't want to take another L on the value of that Cybertruck, because already you're paying $20,000 more than the MSRP. Now, I don't know if I'll like that extra attention, and you're probably going to be saying, well, you have a green Model Y with, wheels and everything. I'm like, yeah, but I don't get that much attention as you may think, because here in California, there are a lot of Teslas that are wrapped. And so I don't get that much attention with it. Now, I do get attention when they see my Instagram username on there, and then they're like, oh, they'll recognize the car, and then they'll see me and they'll just say what's up. But the Cybertruck is just one like giant magnet of attention. I don't know if I'm ready for that or if I'd want that. Now, as I mentioned, I do have a 3-year lease with the R1T. Maybe I'll change my mind when that lease is up. I still have over 2 years left, and maybe at that point there is no more Foundation Series, and maybe the Cybertruck look will grow onto me. Maybe I'll keep the R1T and just buy it out, or maybe get another R1T. Who knows what the R1T will be at that point in time. But I like that flexibility. I have those options. And so I'm just glad there are more electric trucks out on the market. But I don't think I would be going in and getting that design configured or anything like that. So, but it is surprising. Now, even if I go through it, it's not like I'm gonna get that truck in a month. I'm sure I'm still gonna be put in some kind of line, but it was just surprising that I got that email. All right, so the next topic I wanted to cover is the state of charge loss. If you've been following me, I did go on a 1 month vacation overseas, and we left the Model Y and the Model X in the garage. I'll put up the photos or screenshots that I've taken right before we left. It's actually 30 plus days. And during that time, we only lost 4% state of charge. Now, the cars were parked in the garage with the windows vented, with cabin overheat protection disabled or turned off, and with Sentry mode turned off. I did force myself to not take a peek at the app and wake it up. So I only took a peek a handful of times. 4%, both cars. Very impressed. So hopefully if you are in these Tesla Facebook groups and people are asking about, oh, I'm going to be gone for a week, should I, worry about my car discharging or whatever, share this video. As long as you follow those things where you turn off Sentry mode and turn off cabin protection, and it's in the garage, I wouldn't worry about it. I charged the Model Y to 85%, and I think the Model X was like at 80%. But yeah, 4% loss. Now, compared to whenever we go to Vegas trips or road trips, we do lose about 7% on a 24-hour period. So every 24 hours, the cars lose 7% with Sentry mode turned on, with cabin overheat protection turned on. So there is a significant difference. You're probably going to ask, like, well, how did the R1T do? Well, if you've seen my other video, I left it with my friend Chichai. He kept the truck, so he was using it while I was away. Well, he didn't use it enough. You should have used it more, Richard. The next topic I want to cover is my registration renewal on the Model Y Performance. It's $812, and the breakdown here in California is the registration fee is $418, license fee is $382, and the county/district fees is $12. I have no idea what the difference between registration fee and license fee is, but one of them I think is like a fee because it's an electric vehicle. It's like an EV tax. Gas cars also have these fees, but it's not as high. I think it's floating around $100 something. I don't have a sample of a previous registration renewal because it's been years since we had a gas car. But if you still have a gas car, please let me know what the breakdown is. If you're in California also. Yeah, it sucks. It's high. California, man, I don't want to get into that, but wow. But comparatively, in 2023, last year, my renewal was $854. So it went down from $854 to $812. Next, I finally saw the Model Y in Quicksilver. I was at Costco, and I'm gonna tell you this color is nice. I've seen the Model 3 original silver color, and this Quicksilver is a little bit different. If you've seen pictures, I don't think it does any justice. You have to see it in person. I'm starting to see him now on the roads, but this Model Y is a long range. I parked next to it or in front of it with my Rivian, but yeah, $2,000 though. I mean, so now you have an option between Ultra Red or Quicksilver for $2,000. And if you're willing to pay that, I want to know which color you would pick. I'm a little biased, and I would say I'll still pick the Ultra Red simply because we have the Model X in Ultra Red. But the Model 3 Performance, the new one in Ultra Red, oh my goodness, such a beautiful car. So I'm a little biased with the Ultra Red, but it would be a very hard decision if I was in the market to pick up a new car and I had the option to get Ultra Red or Quicksilver. So let me know in the comments below, Team Quicksilver or Team Ultra Red, if you were going to pay that $2,000. Next, I wanted to also share, I'm getting these 429 server errors. So if you've noticed in some of the screenshots I've been putting up on the videos and stuff that I've been posting on social media, I'm getting these 429 server errors, and I thought it may have had something to do with the latest patch. It could be though, because I've never had it before, but I did look it up. But it is a rate limiter error, meaning that I have a service that's pinging Tesla servers. And if you're wondering what that is, it's a service I'm running at home in one of my servers called TeslaMate. I haven't really been using it, but I do take a peek at it from time to time. But it's pretty much a free version of like an analytics thing where it connects to my cars. But I want to learn more about it. I just had it running, and I guess it's hitting the servers for responses ever so often, but probably more than it should. And that's why I'm getting these 429 errors. And it could be that the latest versions that Tesla released may start counting these requests and now putting a 429 error on there. So hopefully it doesn't kick me off because I'm sending all these requests ever so often. But I just wanted to share that with you all if you are getting that error as well, because there are other commercial services that you have to pay a subscription for, and they pretty much authenticate and send those requests a similar way, and you may get that 429 server error as well. Okay, so the next thing is, if you haven't caught my hand show F9 screen video, please go check it out. But in the version of 2024.20.1 on my Model Y Performance, I've had a weird issue with my F9 display where it's showing incorrect information regarding the range in miles and in percentage. I'm pretty much over 100%, even though the battery state of charge is not that, and my range is over 1,000. And so going around Instagram, Rogue Leader MYP, aka Sean, I did a video with him. If you haven't checked it out, please go check it out. But he is also having some weird issues with he's looking into it. He doesn't have an F9 screen, but he does have a different hand show screen. So his issue is a little bit different than mine. David, my Teslander, who I mentioned in videos before, is pretty knowledgeable. He reached out to me and sent me some messages and gave me some ideas on how to fix it. I'll update you on how that goes, but I want to get it fixed because that range display thing is just throwing me off. All right, so the next thing is my wall connector started overheating while I was charging the Rivian. In California, we've been hitting over 100 for several days now, 100 degrees Fahrenheit. There was like a red light indicator, and then it continues with the green flashing. But I did notice that it slowed my charging rate from 11 kilowatts to 5 kilowatts. But just wanted to share with you what that looks like if you ever run into it. It still functions, it still charges, but it slowed down the speed so that it does not overheat. Now I do have a wall charger generation 3 with the Wi-Fi in it, so I'm not sure how the previous generation would behave. So next thing is I wanted to share that Rivian has released a new software version, 2024.19.04, that has a lot of changes similar to the spring update with Tesla where there's a bunch of changes. But I just wanted to note 3 things that stood out to me. There is finally now a turn signal camera, the blind spot camera, where if you flip the turn signals, the cameras on the side mirrors actually activate and display the images that it captures with those cameras. Now it displays it on the screen behind the steering wheel, whereas on my Model Y it displays it on the giant screen in the center. The Model X also displays it there. There are some new visuals on the screen itself, and I kind of like them. They're more cartoony. I don't know what you call it, but I do like the different changes, the different visuals. Also, the HVAC interface has improved. There's less clicks to get to my beloved ventilated seats. I love it. It's similar to our Model X, except with the Model X, when you bring up the HVAC system, it takes up an entire screen, whereas in the Rivian, for the ventilated seats or heated seats, it just brings up this tiny window that you could switch between the two. And I kind of prefer that instead of bringing up the entire HVAC screen. So I like that better. But just wanted to mention that Rivian has been releasing some new software versions, and they are improving, just like Tesla. All right, next thing is I want to give shout outs to people. Merwin, he reached out to me while I was in Japan, and he asked me on Facebook about my Alpha Rex lights on the Model Y. He wanted to see some pictures, and we got into chatting. He just picked up his Model Y Performance. He's got a few customizations on there, looking real good. So congratulations on the new Model Y Performance. I'm gonna try to get him in an EV Confessions. We'll see if we can find some time that will work together. Next shout out is Annette. She was looking into a Rivian R1S and also a Tesla Model X. We would message back and forth from time to time, just sharing my ownership experience with the R1T and our Model X. So she's been watching some videos, but she ended up getting a Mustang Mach-E in red, one of my favorite colors, if not my favorite color from the Mustang color lineup. So congratulations to you. I'm glad you found the right car. Enjoy it. I'm gonna try to get her on an EV Confessions. Next is some channel updates. Now I am back to my regular schedule where on Sundays we have like cars and EV videos, and then on Wednesdays we have some sponsored content, and if we don't have sponsored content, some other content. But usually Sundays and Wednesdays I have new videos out. Now I do still have some vacation videos that I want to share with you all that I'm going to try to sneak in between Sundays and Wednesdays that are just there is no like schedule to it. It's just when I get to the editing and producing and all that, I'll put it up. But I did bombard you all with like over a week of everyday just vacation videos, so I hope you guys are enjoying those. So I still have a few more to share, but it'll come when I get more time. Now this vacation allowed me to work on backlog videos, but at the same time I started recording more and more content, and the backlog is continuing to grow once again. So thank you for remaining patient as I push out these content with you. Also, while on vacation, I picked up a new camera, the Sony a7 IV, and Abby got me a lens for it as a Father's Day gift. That's what I'm using to record this video right now. So happy 4th of July. We just had our 4th of July. Hopefully you didn't lose any limbs or fingers. But I put a clip up on Instagram as well as other social media that, man, I just love my American-made cars, my American-made electric vehicles. If you do not know, Tesla and Rivian are American companies that make American cars. Love it, love it, love it, love it. So that's it for this video. Let me know what your thoughts are with all these updates, all these things I shared with you during these videos in the description below. Let me know. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your continued support. So if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. If you liked the video, please like, and I'll see you on the next one.